Hello, welcome to my channel. I believe this is the first video. I hope I posted. My name is Douglas Owusu. I am a software engineer in North America. I am going to attempt to help you to score very high at the BECE and get placed in one of the top schools in the high schools in Ghana. Why should you listen to me? I did the same thing long time ago. I did the BECE Prempeh College to do science, which is a competitive program to get in, even up to now. And most importantly, I am not just going to solve the questions, but I will be teaching skills that I use every day at my job. Problem solving, critical thinking, growth mindset. So this adaptability, these kind of skills that are required for the 21st century. But of course, I know for BECE candidates, the focus now is to pass the BECE. So I will obviously help with that, and actually using problem solving. I have looked at the data. When I say the data, it means I've looked at the BECE questions, and I hope they don't change it. But all the questions, they follow similar patterns. Yeah, they follow similar patterns, and of course they are going to follow the similar patterns because the questions must come from the curriculum, right? So today we're going to focus on sets. Look at what a set is, why you should study sets, and the kind of questions that they can ask on sets at the BECE, how to answer them, and in so doing we also learn about problem solving. So to talk about problem solving, the first thing you do when you're solving a problem is to given a problem, you want to understand the problem, right? If you don't understand the problem, you cannot fully solve it. So every problem has some what is given in computing. I think Ghana, you do computing. I don't know if a lot of people take that seriously, but they will always give you something in all these programs, like at the maths, science, English, whatever. They will always give you something, which is the input, and they will always expect you to give some answer, which is the output. And between the what is given and what is expected, you need to know some knowledge or some tools to kind of transform. Okay, I have to be careful not to use language that you will not understand. So yeah, you need to find a way to map the input to the output. Okay, so what is a set? or maybe we should begin from like why do we study mathematics? So I mean there are many different reasons to study maths. You need knowledge of maths to know how to count, to answer questions like how many, how much, how many students are in your class, how many people are in Ghana, kind of do counting to measure, the shape and structure of something using logic, how to use logic, how to find relationships between things. And usually, especially like when you're trying to count something or find relationship between different things, you usually group you usually find a way to group similar things together. So that's the word grouping. But in mathematics, we focus is on precision, right? Precision. You have to when you have to talk about things in precise way. And so sets, it's a way to group things in a very precise manner. That is what a set is. So when I say uh, I hope when I say a set, when I say all beautiful animals, this, do I have a red pen? This is not a set because it's not a set because the members, like what can be in this group, the description of the group is subjective. Like everybody have their own idea or definition of what is beautiful. So a set is a grouping of things, but the condition of what makes something a member of the group has to be well defined. Well defined means there's no ambiguity. It's very precise, right? Precise. Yeah. When a mathematician says this is a set of something, they describe it very well that wherever you go, people will list the people will be able to list the members of the set. And when two people list the members of the set, it will always be the same thing, right? There's no ambiguity. It's not like, oh, I meant, there's no ambiguity. There's no, everybody will agree because they use precise language, right? Okay, so a set is a group of things where each member of that group meets a well-defined description. That is what a set is. So now this brings us to our first pattern in the BECE. So in the BECE, sometimes they will ask you to list. Maybe I should write it somewhere. So one of the things they can ask you is to list the elements of A set. Here they will describe the set. Obviously, by definition, a set is well defined. So they will define a set and they will ask you to list the members of the set. So that is one of the patterns. So anything I'm saying in this video that is a pattern, try to know how to do it, right? Try to learn the skills of doing it. So any set, you should be able to list the members of the set. And then another pattern that I see is that they can ask you to count the elements in the set. By the way, the elements in the set, they are called members of the set, or elements of the set. Or like if you consider a set like a box or a bag, what is in the bag or what is in the box are the elements. So one pattern that I see in the questions is that they can ask you to list the elements of the set, and then they can also ask you to count the number of members in the set. Count the number of members in the set. By the way, even before we go, like, why should you study sets? Like when I was in school, like, yeah, like why? Another one thing I'll be doing is like anything. I think we should also talk about why should we even care about sets? Like, why should we care about it? So sets is very important. It comes up all the time. It comes up all the time. It helps you to be able to define groupings and define what criteria something must meet in order to become part of the group, right? So even all the people in Ghana, we can be like the set of Ghanaian citizens, Ghanaians. Oh, the set of Ghanaians. This is a set. It's well defined, right? To be a Ghanaian, you must be born in Ghana. You must have parents in like you must, maybe one of your parents has to be a Ghanaian, or maybe two of them. There is a clear definition. There's no ambiguity, right? So the set of students in your school is well defined. Maybe for somebody to be a member of your school, their name have to be in the school register, right? If you go, I mean, I don't know if you go to Facebook, but if you go to Facebook, the or Facebook or Instagram or any of these social media, the set of friends, like your friends, it's a well defined, right, set of friends. Maybe they have to send you a friend request, and then you have to accept them, and then after you accept them, that is only when they are your friends, right? And so there is a clear definition of who is somebody's friend, or who maybe on somewhere somebody follows somebody, and then on WhatsApp, your contact list. I mean, I don't know if I'll be using technology. I hope you guys use technology. So your contact list, like contact lists of people on your phone. It's also a set, right? You have to enter them, and there's a clear definition of what is in your contact list, right? You should have added them. There's no ambiguity. about that, right? You know, and then so all of these you'll be able to list the elements of the set, right? Like in Ghana, they can do like population census where they count all the people in the set of Ghanaians. So we can list them, we can count them, and then another thing which happens also at the BEC is membership, right? They can ask you, is something a member of something? And then they can also ask you, what, like if they give you two sets, right? What is common? What is common between the two sets? Common, something is common in two or more sets if that thing is a member of all the sets, right? So something is common, and that they call intersection. You know, so this is interesting. Somebody can be in the set of Ghanaians and also in the set of Americans, you know, dual citizenship. So when we do the intersection of Ghanaians and Americans, he's there, right? He or she is there. So these are the things, what is common, and they can also ask you to list the union, or like all the sets together. They like list all the sets together, which is called the union. By the way, by definition, a set, everything in a set has to be unique. 12 colors, unique. Unique means it cannot repeat. It cannot be duplicated, right? I mean, this is my first video, so I'll probably it's probably not going to be a good video. I hope I can edit, but it can't be too long. Hope with time I'll probably learn how to do good videos, so you can keep coming to my channel. I hope I make videos, and yeah, maybe people who are going to write BECE don't need too much detail. So let's solve the question. Let's solve the question, and then maybe I can add more, right? So this question, given that P, which is a set of factors of 24, and Q is a set, this is the symbol of set, factors of 36, find P intersection Q. This is intersection then symbol. So find intersection of P and Q means find what is common in the set of P and the set of Q. What is here and also there? What is in P and also in Q? To solve this, so in problem solving, we call something decomposition. Decomposition means break it down. Break it down. So if you're given a problem, don't try to picture or see the whole problem together. You try to break it down and solve each of them, and then you combine the solutions, right? So I mean, the first thing is first problem solving is we need to understand the problem, right? So here, to understand the problem, you need to know, there are actually, you need knowledge to understand the problem. You need some tools to understand the problem, but here you need to understand what factors mean. So I am not going to say it here, but just try to go and find out what factors mean, what multiples mean, these things. Factors of 24, what does it mean? Multiples of 2, what does it mean? So the set questions, they always use these kind of things. And then this is what is given. So this is these are the input, and then what is the output? The answer that you're supposed to give is P intersection Q. What is common between P and Q? So let me, so P, I believe, was factors of 24, and factors of 24, and Q was factors of 36, and then P intersection Q. Okay, so I said we break this down, right? So what are the steps, right? If you are breaking it down, the first step, you break it. Anytime you break something down, it means you do this first, you do this second, and then you do this third, and like that. So what is the first step? Is to list the members of P, list the members of Q, and once we've listed P, the members of P and members of Q, then we will clearly know what is in P and what is in Q, and we put that also in a set, and that becomes the set of P intersection Q. Remember I said P intersection Q is also a set, right? It's also a set, so you cannot just you have to use the right notations for a set in your answer. So what are the like I said, try to, maybe when we talk about numbers and things like that, we'll talk about factors, but here in this video I want to focus on sets. So I'm not going to explain factors, multiples, and things like that, what are prime numbers, even numbers, and things like that. But you need to know these to be able to list the members of the sets. Sometimes they will give it to you straightforward, but most of the time they will not give them straightforward. Okay, so what are the factors of P of 24? The way I do them, I mean, there are, another thing about problem solving is that there is always so many ways to solve a problem, right? So whatever I am doing here, it doesn't mean it's the only way. So if you do yours differently, don't worry, don't copy mine. But usually what I do is, 1 is always like a factor, right? 1 is always a factor of any number, and that number is also there, 24. And then I will go like 2 times 12 is 24. 3, 5, 15, 3, 6, 18, 3, 7, 21, 3, 8, 24. Right, so 3, 8 is also 24. 4, 5, 24, 6, 24, right? 4, 6, 24. 5 is not a factor of 24, and then I've already reached 6, right? So I have my factors, and then factors of 36. I can do the same thing, 1, and then I will put 36 here. Then I'll try to see if 2 can go in there. So 2 times 18, I believe, is 36. 3, 10, 30, 3, 11, 33, 3, 12, 36, right? Okay, so that is also a factor. About 4. 4, 10 is 40, right? And then so 4, 9 is 36. So 4, 9 is 36. 5 is not. And then 6. 6 times 6 is 36, right? And like I said, every element in a set has to be unique. So you cannot list 6 twice. I mean, you cannot list it twice. But anyway, so it's 6. And now, what is P intersection Q? Like I said, this means what is common, right? What is here and what is there. One is in both, 2 is in both, 3 is in both, 4 is in both, 6 is in both, 12 is in both of them. That's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. That is it. So this is just one of the patterns, right? Actually we use 3 patterns, kind of listing the members of a set and then finding what is common in a set. And another thing, actually this video is my first video, is getting longer, but as I learn how to make good videos, I'll be able to, I think I'm going to make a follow-up video where I will solve questions under some of the patterns, and I'll actually point out which years in the BECE that the questions are appearing. And once you know you learn the patterns, so you see, I am not once you learn the patterns and you understand them very well, you'll be able to use them to solve a lot of questions. And the number of patterns are always less, right? So there can be like 250 thousands of questions, but they will all form under just a few categories or patterns, right? I think I'm going to end here. Yeah, I'm going to end here, and see you next time.